Hi!
So my name is Fidelia.
And my name is Ashley.
On this video, you're going to learn about the 8 multiple intelligences and also 5 study tips for national examination.
The segment for this video is Howard's Gardner 8 multiple intelligences, me and Fidelia's multiple intelligence test result, interview with 3 of our classmates and 3 of our senior, and the history of the national examination, and 5 study tips for you guys to learn.
Enjoy this video.
The theory of multiple intelligence was first developed by Howard Gardner in his book in 1983, Frames of Mind, the Theory of Multiple Intelligence, including musical, bodily kinesthetic, and spatial, linguistic, logical, and naturalist. According to Gardner, this theory catalogs the different styles of learning that students can bring to the classroom. Howard Gardner is a developmental psychologist best known for his theory of multiple intelligences. He believed that the conventional concept of intelligence was too narrow and restrictive, and that measures of IQ often miss out on other intelligences that an individual many possesses. His 1983 books of Frames of Mind outline his theory and his 8 major types of intelligences. One, interpersonal intelligence. People with this intelligence are able to recognize other people's feelings. 2, intrapersonal intelligence. They are aware of their own feelings. 3, verbal or linguistic. They can learn through words and speaking. 4, naturalist. They use the feature of the environment to make the sense of the world. 5, bodily kinesthetic. They use their part of their body to study. They like to do movements. 6, visual spatial. They can perceive visual spatial information. They can be such as an architect and others. 7, logical mathematical. People with this intelligence are great at math. Musical intelligence. People with this intelligence are easy to match with rhythms.
My most dominant intelligence is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. It's probably true because I like doing sports and also physical activities. Aside from that, I also like to dance. My least dominant intelligence is interpersonal intelligence because I hate crowds and also I didn't enjoy social events. And also I don't have a lot of friends and I don't like meeting new people.
I have 2 most dominant intelligence that are musical and interpersonal. Why? Because I like to sing and I like to communicate or study with rhythms. And for the interpersonal intelligence, I love to interact with other people and know more friends. My least dominant intelligence is logical intelligence because I don't like to study with calculation like math.
Alone because when I'm studying alone, I can get a lot more from reading the books by myself. So for me, I think studying is really important because that is like the main thing. Like when you go to school and as a student, you really have to study. I prefer a silent environment because I can focus more on what I'm doing and what I'm studying.
Usually I start to memorize all the materials and start to making some colorful notes about some subjects. I usually study for exam in the morning and evening because I still have my concentration. I usually study for exams in my room because I can listen to my music and it can make me concentrate.
I prefer studying the night before the exam because it's easier for me to memorize. In some subjects I study alone, and in some subjects such as math, my mom helps me with it. For me, memory-based subject is easier because it is easier for me to memorize.
I prefer to be in the silent environment because I can be more focused when studying in a silent environment. I prefer to study long before the national exam because preparation is very important. If you study just one night before the national exam, you won't remember all the materials and you will get bad scores. I like calculation-based exam more than memorize because I like counting and I find it hard for me to memorize things. So I like example like I like math.
being in the silent environment because I can concentrate more and I can be more focused without any crowd people or crowded place annoying me. I prefer studying alone because, like I said before, I don't like being in a crowded place and I can lose my focus on while studying when there's too much people there. Actually, I like studying alone, but I prefer the help of the teacher because they can improve my knowledge and they can teach me more about the materials.
Exam come, I take out of all of my book and study all of it. When I'm in 9th grade, when the national exam come, I study at my friend house and my sister house because I don't like to study in house because it is so noisy. There is my family and I can focus on my study. When the national exam come, I prefer both of it, indoor and outdoor, because when you are in outdoor, your brain will be more fresh to study, and when you are indoor, it will be the same, I think, because I like both of it.
The national examination was implemented in Indonesia starting in 1950 and has changed system several times and the format of the exam. The following is the history of the national exam in Indonesia. 1. 1950 until 1965. In this period, the national exam is called the Ujian Penghabisan. The material test is made by the Ministry of Education, Teaching and Culture. Applying the test format, namely all questions, are done in form of essays or entries. The results of the exam are examined in the center of designated region. 2. 1965 until 1971. In this period, the national examination is called the Ujian NEGARA. The time and test material are determined by the central region. Exam material are all subject. This means that the material tested is all subject taught to students. 3. 1972 until 1979. In this period, the central government only prepared general national guidelines and guidance guidelines. The implementation of national examination is carried out by each school or group of schools with time and material that can be adjusted. Thus, the material and result of the examination are conducted by each school or group. Four, 1980 until 2001. In this period, the national exam is called EBTANAS, Evaluasi Belajar Tahap Akhir Nasional, dan EBTA, Evaluasi Tahap Akhir. Student graduation is determined by a combination of EBTANAS scores coordinated by the central government and EBTA coordinated by the local government and added to daily exam score printed on reported cards. In this period, it was known as DANEM, list of pure EBTANAS value, which is the result of the value EBTANAS. But graduation is based on the average score of all subjects tested, even though there are students who score below 3 on certain subjects. 5. Period 2002 until 2004. In this period, the national examination is called Ujian Akhir Nasional, replaced EBTANAS. UAN atau Ujian Akhir Nasional graduation standards are vary every year. 6. 2005 until 2012. In this period, the national examination is called Ujian Nasional, to replace the Ujian Akhir Nasional. The national examination graduation standard is also vary every year. And last, the computer-based national examination, or called UNBK, Ujian Nasional Berbasis Komputer, also called the computer-based test, is a system implementing national examination using computer as test medium. In its implementation, UNBK is different from the paper-based test system which has been running so far.
We're going to give you 5 study tips for kinesthetic learners. 1. Take breaks when studying. 1. Take breaks when studying. Kinesthetic learners often have hard time sitting still for a long period of time. If that's you, make sure you take a frequent breaks while studying. These quick study breaks will give your mind a chance to renew itself and refocus when you sit down and study again.
2. Try to chew different kinds of gums in different kinds of subjects.
3. Use tools such as flashcards and mnemonics. Flashcards are great study tools for kinesthetic learners. There's something about the act of writing out the card and the act of physically leaving them over that engage a lot of different parts of the brain. Mnemonic devices such as rhymes and songs are also great to pair with case of law and your outlines.
4. Try to squeeze a squeeze ball when you study.
And our last tip is keep your finger busy while studying. One way to engage a kinesthetic learner while studying is to engage your finger for studying. For example, trace words and rewrite sentences to learn key facts. Typing your notes and using your computer is another great way to reinforce learning through the sense of touch. So, what can we learn from this video is about Howard Gardner's 8 multiple intelligences, reviews about national examination, history of national examination, and also 5 study tips for you guys here.
So, have you got the benefit from this video? Thank you for listening to our video, and God bless you, and bye!